Welcome back. Earth Day is coming up next week, and there are several ways you can get involved. This morning, we've got Brittany Good with Aldea Coffee and Will Janot with Barry's Greenhouses and Landscaping. Thank you both for waking up early with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad to have you. You've got a couple of events coming up for Earth Day. There's one tomorrow and then another one next Saturday. Tell us about those events.
Yeah, so tomorrow we will be at Harbor Island in Grand Haven cleaning up the whole island, hopefully. We even got access into some of the BOP areas. So if you're from Grand Haven, you'll know what I'm talking about there. And we've got donations from Sherwin-Williams. So I have buckets and bags and gloves, and you don't really need to bring anything, just show up.
Nice.
Yeah. And then next Saturday is the annual Earth Day Lakeshore celebration. It's our 19th one. There'll be a fair and vendors and all kinds of stuff that we get to do there. So
nice. So tomorrow, more so of a cleanup than having some fun celebrating Mother Earth. Really cool.
Yeah.
And so tell us about your involvement. Like we said, you are with Barry's Greenhouses and Landscaping. Why are you getting involved with next weekend's event?
Yeah, so next weekend I'll be giving a presentation on some of the things that Barry's is doing, such as the corridor cleanup that we're doing, which is a beautification initiative where we are removing invasive species and beautifying green spaces to make them more enjoyable for everybody, planting natives, things like that. Also, I'll be talking about some of the things that we have done around the greenhouse, such as converted almost the entirety of our work fleet to electric vehicles.
Wow.
Which is, it's been really great for emissions, and they're really great trucks in general.
Yeah.
But we also have made our greenhouse more efficient and things like that, so there's a lot of things we're doing around there.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. There's so many different areas that you can be doing your part, so it's cool to hear about these different aspects. Brittany, I know you are the director at Aldea Coffee, a business that says it puts people and the planet before profit. I love that. Tell us more about the company and some of your initiatives.
Yeah, so we started in 2009 as a nonprofit in Honduras. We were a community development organization working with coffee and bean farmers on microloans. So soon enough, it became like reality that we needed to import coffee. So we started our first coffee shop in 2015 in the Armory, downtown Grand Haven. And it gave us an outlet to really highlight these coffee farmers. For example, the bag of coffee here that I brought, it says Carlitos Hine on it. It's a honey process. He is the president of our nonprofit in Honduras, and he's actually from Spring Lake, has been living in Honduras for 15 years now, and runs the nonprofit with 3 other Hondurans from the area that we work. So that was really, that's when I got involved. So I started 10 years ago doing that, and then a couple years later, we opened our coffee shop in Muskegon. So we were running those 2 coffee shops, and then before we knew it, we had our own roaster, and we're roasting our own coffee, and now we have a huge warehouse building, right? And so we just created this whole business on the lakeshore that really still functions as a community development organization. Since I've started here, I've been able to just go out and do all of my passion projects because my bosses just support me so much in them. So this project is one of those. I've been involved for about 8 years now.
Very cool. And you also mentioned the coffee mugs. There's something with those too.
Yeah, so this next week during Earth Week, if you come into the coffee shop and remember your mug, some people in Grand Haven are gonna laugh about that, or purchase one of our Gaia Star clay cups, you will receive a sticker that our creative director, Ellie, designed that reflects our native landscaping at our warehouse. And I'll talk about these just for a second. This is an initiative that we started a couple of years ago. They're piloting these cups throughout the United States with coffee companies to eventually reduce the amount of paper cups going out into the world. And we have been working on that initiative for, I think, 2 years, where we actually track it. So if you come in with your travel mug, our baristas are clicking a button, and we're looking at that data.
Wow.
And last year, we saved 12,000 paper cups out of the landfill between both of our coffee shops.
That is amazing. And I want to just talk about, again, the different ways, I mean, not using paper cups, but then also the different ways with nature and planting. Will, can you speak a little bit more about the importance of that when it comes to taking care of Mother Earth?
Yeah, so one of the things that we're really excited about is our partnership coming up with another speaker at the Earth Day event, Organicycle. They take food waste and they compost it down. And so we are creating a partnership with them where we are taking that compost and making it available to people in the Muskegon areas for them to, grow vegetables and grow things like that. And so it's very interesting that it's full circle. Aldea composts their coffee grounds through Organicycle. And then Organicycle is taking yard waste and things like that from us and composting it. And we'll be selling that compost and you know, for people to enjoy in their gardens.
Yeah, and I mean, people that are maybe not familiar, is this just a cleaner way to think of growing your vegetables and fruits in your gardens?
Yeah, so all of these materials would normally end up in the landfill. And so Organicycle is taking them and composting them down into an amendment that we can use to then grow vegetables and things like that.
And keep that stuff
Yep.
out of the landfill.
Yep.
It just enriches the soil a little bit more too, right?
Much,
so the
yeah,
vegetables and
much
the
more.
herbs that you're growing are more nutritious.
Yep.
And that's why it's important to be at that event next Saturday so you can hear
Yeah.
Will speak and learn more details about why this stuff is important and what you can do to make a difference. I want to talk about Earth Day in general. I think we are at least having more conversations about getting rid of so much plastic and having healthier behavior when it comes to protecting our planet. But do you want to just talk about the importance of us all doing our part as we recognize Earth Week?
Yeah, I think I want to recognize millennials and Gen Zs for a second because I do feel like our generation has done a really good job. You know, we're the first generation that learned what recycling was in the 90s, right, in our elementary schools. And I was at Grand Valley when Grand Valley started doing composting in their cafeterias and just being a part of that seeing that initial growth in West Michigan, right? And I think that the more that we have children, the more that we're handing off these legacies. Have you heard of the 7 generations?
I haven't, no.
It's an old native like parable maybe, but it's about like looking ahead to what actions we're taking now and how that affects 7 generations from now. So our children, our grandchildren, their children, right? And what can we really do to impact that, right? Like William has a 3-year-old and we talk all the time, like, what does that really look like for Wiley as he grows up? Where are we going with this? What is his life going to be? Same with my niece Iva.
Yeah.
And actually really hoping that these kids come to the cleanup and learn more about taking care of the earth instead of just tossing our McDonald's bags out the window, because as children, we experienced that too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, what a great message to leave us with. Again, they've got 2 events coming up. The first one is tomorrow and then another event next Saturday. So just a great way to protect the earth that has been taking care of us all this time. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.